In your classroom, every minute matters. Before we jump into a pretty serious topic, here's a little joke to lighten the mood. I just ate a frozen apple. Hardcore. To a teacher, time is like water in the desert, your most precious resource, to be husbanded, guarded, and conserved. Because in a classroom, every minute matters. But a lot of us put ourselves at risk by putting ourselves in a variety of situations in which we're letting the minutes slip by. I know for myself that often the last few minutes of class are just given away. I've often said, we don't have time to start anything new, or we work so hard, so I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to relax. Here's a hypothetical for you, and one which I think is quite realistic. Let's say that you lose 3 or 4 minutes from each class, and that you have 6 classes a day over the course of 5 days a week. If you did that every day, you'd give away about 75 hours of instruction, several weeks of school. Instead of giving those minutes away, use the Every Minute Matters technique and reward students for their hard work with some high-energy review activities so that you can challenge them with a more interesting problem than you could during the regular lesson time. Every teacher has the same amount of time with students, but not everyone uses that time with the students. Here are a few ways that you can maximize all of your instructional time. To begin, you want to keep a series of short learning activities ready so you're prepared when a 2-minute opportunity emerges, which might be at the end of class or in the hallway or waiting for buses. Teaching never has to stop. A walk to the bathroom is a perfect time for a vocabulary review. Packing up backpacks at the end of the day is a great opportunity for reading aloud to students. There's no better way to keep kids from getting off task while lining up for lunch than by peppering them with multiplication problems and mental math. Getting out to the bus to go home? Have every student think of an adjective to describe the bus. You can always be teaching. Entrance tickets are one of the best ways I manage minutes with my students. Waiting with most of my students outside of the English class for the last few students to arrive before I start class is the perfect time to begin quizzing students on their vocabulary words. I might ask them the spelling, translation, synonyms and antonyms. The sky's the limit. The idea here is that I want to maximize every minute with my students. The students are standing in line in the hallway just outside the classroom. Class has not even started yet. Not in the classroom. Not during class time. And I don't care. There's learning to be done. Meanwhile, my students get excited. They're smiling. They're happy to be engaged in showing off their knowledge with me. Not only does Every Minute Matters increase the cognitive workload for each student, but it forces me to stay connected and engaged with my students. Sometimes, if I have a few minutes at the end of class, I'll use it as a break time for myself. Every Minute Matters reminds me that those minutes should be spent with my students.